Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. We are going to study the poem Rain today. These are learning outcomes. After completing this unit, you will be able to understand and appreciate nature. As this poem is on rain, and rain is a very attractive and beautiful natural phenomenon, it will touch your aesthetic sense. Locate synonyms and antonyms. It means similar and opposite words. Illustrate the use of transitive and intransitive verbs. Illustrate the use of prepositions. Transitive and intransitive and prepositions will be discussed in exercise, inshallah. Paraphrase and summarize the poem and write a paragraph on the given topic. It means if you are given the topic of rain, you will be able to write a short note in your own words on that topic. Let's read the poem. I hear leaves drinking rain. मैं सुनता हूँ leaves को कि वो बारिश का पानी पी रहे हैं. I hear rich leaves on top, giving the poor beneath, drop after drop. और मैं सुनता हूँ कि जो rich लीव्स हैं वो ऊपर हैं और जो उनके नीचे लीव्स हैं, एक ट्री में कुछ लीव्स ऊपर होते हैं और कुछ नीचे होते हैं, ऊपर वाले लीव्स से पानी नीचे गिर रहा है नीचे वाले लीव्स पे. इट्स अ स्वीट नॉइज टू हियर. कितना स्वीट सा ये शोर है जो सुनने में महसूस होता है. दीज ग्रीन लीव्स ड्रिंकिंग नियर, के करीब ही ये ग्रीन ग्रीन लीव्स पानी पी रही हैं. एंड हियर यू नोटिस दैट लीव्स आर नॉट human beings, because drinking water is specially associated with animals and human beings. But here the poet has attributed drinking with leaves. This is the beauty of poetry. And when the sun comes out, और जब सूरज निकलता है बाहर बादलों में से, after this rain shall stop, जब ये बारिश ख़त्म हो जाएगी, a wondrous light will fill, तो एक बड़ी ज़बरदस्त सी लाइट भर देगी each dark round drop, हर डार्क ड्रॉप को, बारिश के ड्रॉप को. I hope the sun shines bright. मुझे उम्मीद है कि सूरज बहुत ब्राइटली शाइन करेगा. It will be a lovely sight. और कितना अच्छा सा ये मंजर होगा. Here are two questions in front of each verse. What do the rich and poor leaves stand for? And do you also like the sun coming out after rain? Why? The answer of second question is up to you. इसको आप खुद आंसर करें because it's about your own feelings. And the answer of first question will be discussed in your exercise. Almost this type of question is also there in question answer section. This is the summary of the poem. I want to explain this summary to you. The poem Rain is written by W.H. Davies. Davies was a poet of nature. He also wrote on the hardships of poor man. It means the poet had two main issues on which he wrote poetry. One is nature, and one the hardships and difficulties which a poor man had to face in his life. In this poem, he is expressing his feelings when he listens to the music of rain. Rain is falling on the leaves. The upper leaves are dropping the water on the lower leaves. This music is awesome, but it has a message in it, as Alan Watts says. The sound of the rain needs no translation. The sound of drops dripping water had a message in itself. And what was the message? The hidden message is that the people at higher position get more golden chances in life than those who are at lower position. Man should learn from nature that it shares the divine blessings. Like green leaves, which are at top, are drinking rainwater. After that, they are dripping the water towards the lower leaves. So they are sharing the blessing of nature rain. Similarly, the blessed people should share their blessings with the deprived people. When rain stops and sun comes out, it shines on all the objects of the world. Same here. Sun is also following the law of nature that it is sharing its brightness, its light with all the objects of this world. The drops which are dark get brightness from the sun. This scene looks very attractive. So the nature is trying to teach human beings that divine blessings are not a monopoly. Everyone has the right to enjoy them. Monopoly means किसी की अजारादारी नहीं है उन पे, किसी की सरदारी नहीं है उन पे. उसको जो डिवाइन ब्लेसिंग्स हैं उनको सब लोग शेयर कर सकते हैं और करना चाहिए. Give an antonym for each given word and make sentences with both words. Rich, the opposite words हैं. Rich, poor, top, bottom, near, far, light, dark, bright, dim, noise, silence, lovely, ugly. Now you will make sentences with all these words on left hand column and all these words with right hand column. And making sentences clears the sense of the word in your mind. Look, this is denotation and connotation. Denotation is the meaning of a word which we find in a dictionary. Its primary meaning. And connotation is the emotional, contextual, or cultural meaning which is attached to that specific word, or some feelings, some emotions the word specifically invokes. That is its connotation. Example is given for you. Home, house, residence, dwelling. All these four words mean the same, and it is a place to live. But the literal or the primary meaning is same, a place to live. Its emotional meanings are different in four different words. Like in home, the feeling of love, security, comfort are felt or are associated with the word home. House is the structure of the building in which we live, and residence is just a flat word, no feelings in it. And dwelling is the basic word where we live. So, the literal meaning is same, but these four words have four different emotional meanings. This is called its connotation. The literal meaning is denotation and emotional meaning is its connotation. Connotations are positive as well as negative. You are asked in this question, which connotation is more positive? You are given two options with each sentence. You will find the word which is more positive in feeling. 1. Our trip to the Kevra mines was fine or wonderful. Both these words have almost the same meaning. Which of them is more positive? Wonderful. Because fine is a neutral word, but wonderful is something more positive. 2. Dash people rode on the roller coaster. कौन से लोग होते हैं जो रोलर कोस्टर पे झूले लेते हैं? Brave or foolhardy? Brave is Bahadur and foolhardy. Foolhardy are those people who are recklessly bold. कुछ ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा ही एडवेंचरस और बहादुर होते हैं, जो कि कोई बहुत अच्छी बात नहीं है. सो इसमें ज़्यादा पॉजिटिविटी ब्रेव में है. Brave people rode on the roller coaster. 3. We saw dash animals in the zoo. Fascinating or weird? The word weird is used in negative sense. So Fascinating is a positive word. 4. Some of the monkeys made dash faces. कैसे faces बना रहे थे monkey? Hilarious or amusing? Both of these words mean something which invokes laughter, जिससे हंसी आए. But hilarious वो हंसी होती है जो हद से ज़्यादा होती है. And it is not positive. So, amusing is a positive word. 5. Everyone had a dash on his or her face on the way home. घर वापस जाते हुए हर किसी के फेस पे ये वाली चीज़ थी, ये वाला एक्सप्रेशन था, smile or smirk. Smile, you know what is smile, but smirk is a smile which is somewhat silly. अजीब बेवकूफ़ाना सी और तंजिया सी हंसी. That is smirk. So, smile is a positive word. Which connotation is more negative? In previous exercise, we found the words which were positive in their connotation, in their feelings, and now we are going to find the words which are negative in expression or in feeling. 1. We bought dash souvenirs at the Kebra mines. Souvenirs is yadgari, some specific or special items associated with some special places or persons. A is cheap and B is inexpensive. Both of these words mean low cost. But in the word cheap, there is some feeling of expression of something third rate or third class. So, and inexpensive is just a neutral word. That is why cheap is more negative. 2. I ate a dash sandwich. A. Soggy. B. Moist. Moist is a slightly wet thing and soggy is more wet. So, if a sandwich is to be eaten and that is wet, it means which sandwich is more wet, that is more negative. 3. I didn't like the dash on the jester's face. Smirk, grin. In previous exercise, I told you smirk is somewhat silly smile, a contemptuous. It is not a good type of smile. कुछ ना समझ में आने वाली सी स्माइल होती है. Sometimes someone sarcastically smile and that is also called smirk. So, grin is a broad smile, खुल के मुस्कुराना. That's why smirk is a negative connotation word. 4. It made me feel dash. Uneasy, frightened. Uneasy is just a neutral word and frightened is more negative in its expression. Give synonyms of the following words. Similar meanings. Shine, glow, bright is shiny, noise, clamor, and lovely is beautiful. Answer the following questions. And as I have explained the poem, it is very easy to understand the answers of these questions. Read it and also write these answers in your notebook. And these are the rest of the answers. Metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which an implied comparison is made between two unlike things. In last chapter, we studied about simile. The difference between simile and metaphor is that when we compare two things and use the words like or as, that is called a simile. As we discussed there, the day was as hot as fire. दिन इतना गर्म था जैसे आग. So this as, which is giving it a comparison, it is called a simile. But when we compare two things and don't use the words like or as, that is called a metaphor. For example, if I say he is as beautiful as moon, it is a simile. इफ आई से ही इज़ अ मून, उसे चांदी बना दिया, इतना खूबसूरत है, देन इट इज़ अ मेटाफर, जिसमें जैसे की तरह जैसे वर्ड्स ना यूज़ हों, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड मेटाफर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ही वॉज अ लायन इन द बैटल. He was a lion. If it were a simile, it should be like he was like a lion in the battle. But यहाँ पे like का word नहीं है. जब comparison करते हुए like या as जैसे words निकाल दिए जाएं और उस चीज़ को बिल्कुल उस पे अप्लाई कर दिया जाए, वही चीज़ बना दिया जाए, जैसे यहाँ पे उसकी bravery की वजह से उसको lion ही बना दिया, that is called a metaphor. Next example is, she is a shining star. And next is, the calm lake was a mirror. It was not like a mirror, it was a mirror. Metaphor says, this thing is another thing. Simile says, this thing is like another thing. This is the basic difference between simile and metaphor. Select the choice that explains the meaning of the metaphor as it is used in the sentence. Junaid is an ox. The metaphor is an ox means Junaid is deaf, Junaid is weak, or Junaid is strong. Of course, ox is a symbol of strength. So, Junaid is strong. Walid is a real couch potato. The metaphor couch potato means, here you can guess, when someone is very lazy, हम उसको उर्दू में आलू कहते हैं ना, बस यही समझ लें कि couch potato means that Walid is lazy. Shahid is a volcano after hearing his brother borrowed his car without permission. The metaphor Shahid is a volcano means Shahid is angry. 4 is, Lubna is the apple of her father's eye. The metaphor Lubna is the apple means that Lubna is loved by her father. आंख का तारा होना, उर्दू में से ये कहते हैं. 5. Maria was feeling blue after her cat hit by the car. Feeling blue means Maria didn't like cars, Maria was sad, Maria wore blue frock. Maria was sad. Faraz is a giant in his class, towering a foot over his classmates. The metaphor Faraz is a giant means, of course, Faraz is tall. Identify the use of metaphor in the poem and answer these questions. What do the rich leaves symbolize? The rich leaves symbolize the rich people who get golden chances, and what is left extra, pass it to the lower class. यानी rich people को rich leaves से symbolize किया है. It's a metaphor. 2. What do the poor leaves stand for? Poor leaves stand for the poor people of society who are dependent on whatever they get from the rich. 3. What does the sun symbolize? The sun symbolizes nature, which shares its blessings with all. Personification. Personification is a figurative language, and figurative language is the language when you use a word or phrase that does not have its normal everyday literal meaning. You deviate from the normal meanings, normal words, and use some specific words with special expressions. That is called figurative language. So personification is a figurative language technique where an object or idea is given human traits or characteristics. यानी वो चीज़ ह्यूमन नहीं होती, बट उसको वो वाली क्वालिटी दे दी जाती है जो ह्यूमन होती है. एग्जाम्पल, माई अलार्म क्लॉक येल्स एट मी टू गेट आउट ऑफ बेड एवरी मॉर्निंग. येल्स एट मी का मतलब मेरे पे चिल्लाता है, चीखता है कि उठ जाओ और बेड से बाहर आओ. Now, clock is a non-living thing. How can a clock yells? So, ये वो ह्यूमन ट्रेट है जो एक नॉन लिविंग थिंग को एट्रीब्यूट किया गया है. This thing is called personification, and the word personification itself is telling it is personification. किसी को person वाली qualities दे देना. Now you are asked to answer the questions. Which object is being personified in the poem? किस चीज़ को personify किया गया, किस चीज़ को person वाला trait दिया गया है? Leaves. And which human trait are given to that object? Leaves को क्या human trait दे दिया गया है? वो क्या कर सकते हैं इंसानों की तरह? Drinking and giving. They are drinking raindrops and giving the extra drops to the lower leaves. Transitive and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs are those verbs which need an object on which that action is to be transferred. यानी वर्ब के बाद एक ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट हो जिसकी तरफ वर्ब का एक्शन एक्ट किया जाए या उस तक ट्रांसफ़र हो, या उस ऑब्जेक्ट के बगैर उस वर्ब की सेंस कंप्लीट ना होती हो. एग्जाम्पल है I bought a car. I bought a car. I is subject, bought is verb, car is an object. So in this sentence, an object is there where the verb is doing its action. क्या खरीदा? कार खरीदी. So this is called transitive verb. And intransitive verbs are those verbs which don't have any object or which are complete in sense without any object. Example, the baby smiled. There is no object after that. The baby is subject and smiled is its verb, but there is no object after that. So this smiled is called an intransitive verb because it does not need any object or there is no object after that. This is your exercise regarding transitive and intransitive verbs. Pick out the verb in each sentence and state whether it is transitive or intransitive. Let me tell you one thing. In transitive verbs, a direct object is needed. Sometimes in some sentences there is a second object or an indirect object. That is not sufficient for a transitive verb. Verb को transitive declare करने के लिए verb के साथ एक direct object का होना ज़रूरी है. Second object से काम नहीं चलेगा. 1. The sun shines bright. Shines is verb and bright is its adverb. Bright हमें shine के quality बता रहा है, इसको explain कर रहा है, but there is no object of shines. So this is intransitive verb. 2. I hear a noise. क्या सुना? A noise. A noise is a direct object. So this is a transitive verb. 3. Ali drives the car carefully. Drives is verb and the car is its direct object. So this is transitive verb. 4. You got angry with your sister. Got is verb. Some people say that this is a transitive verb because your sister is its direct object. But this is somewhat a complicated sentence. With your sister is not direct object, it is a prepositional phrase. Because angry is not its verb. Got is its verb. So in this sentence, we will say that got is an intransitive verb. Because this does not have a direct object. 5. Sarmat ate a lot of sweets. Ate is verb. और क्या खाया? A lot of sweets. So this is a direct object and this is transitive. 6. Everyone tried very hard to win the race. Tried is verb. Very hard is its adverb. To win the race is prepositional phrase. There is no direct object, so this is intransitive verb. 7. She knows the secret. Knows is verb and the secret is direct object. Yes. And also, I want to tell you that transitive verbs can be changed into passive voice. And intransitive verbs are impossible to change into passive voice, because in passive voice we need an object for the verb. Prepositions of movement and direction. ये prepositions हैं जो आपको बताएंगी कि movement और direction किस तरफ है. Sarah is getting out of the taxi. Out of. Out of is telling about the direction of Sarah. 1. Shiraz is going up the ladder. ऊपर की तरफ जा रहे हैं, so up the ladder. 2. The furniture is in the van. Van के अंदर है furniture. In. 3. My friend lives in a flat near a shop. The location of flat is told here. 4. The boss is coming out of the corridor. Corridor से बाहर आ रहा है. Out of. 5. There is a garage beside the house. The garage is beside. साथ है house के. 6. We walked to the lake. Direction बताई जा रही है. 2. 7. There is statue dash the museum outside the museum. Museum is there and statue is outside of it. 8. Hassan and Ali are walking in the stadium. They are present in the stadium and walking there. Where did the fly go? Put in these prepositions appropriately. Look at this picture. There is a fly and you are asked to put these prepositions of movement and direction in these blanks. Let's see how. Example is the fly came in through the door. Door में से होके वो enter हुई है. 1. It flew dash the chair. ये chair की किस direction से आगे आ रही है? Under the chair. 2. It crawled dash the chair leg. उसके बाद वो leg से ऊपर को गई है. So it crawled up the chair leg. 3. It stopped dash the desk for a moment. Desk के ऊपर एक moment के लिए रुकी. So it's on the desk. 4. It went dash the telephone. अब उसने एक सर्कल बनाया टेलीफोन के इर्द गिर्द. So इर्द गिर्द is around the telephone. 5. It flew dash the drawer. And look, drawer के अंदर तक होके आई है. So it flew into the drawer. And 6 is it went dash the window. बाहर निकल गई है. Out of the window. Active and passive voice. In 9th class, you did passive voice and I know you are the master of passive voice. 1. We dash a letter the day before yesterday. To send, past indefinite. यहाँ पे जब ये सेंटेंस एक्टिव वॉइस था तो इसमें पास्ट इंडेफिनिट यूज हुआ था, यानी यहाँ पे सेंट था. When we changed it into passive voice, it became like we were sent a letter the day before yesterday. For your ease, you may write the active voice sentence first, then change it into passive voice, if the rules are fresh in your minds. 2. This car dash, it's too old. Not to steal, past indefinite. Again, the active voice sentence was in past indefinite tense, and when we changed it into passive voice, it is like this car was not stolen, it's too old. 3. A new restaurant dash last week. To open, past continuous. A new restaurant was being opened last week. In past continuous tense, ing with verb is there. So, to put ing at a proper place, we add being with helping verb was. And of course, in passive voice, there is always third form of the verb. So a new restaurant was being opened last week. 4. He dashed to the party yesterday. To invite, past indefinite. He was invited to the party yesterday. I dashed the book by my friend. To give, past continuous. Here again, we used the helping verb with verb ing. That's why in passive voice form, we are using being with was, and third form of the verb, I was being given the book by my friend. So keep enjoying rains and learn to appreciate rains. Good luck.